Offseason. Let's work. Hey, plotting my escape. This game riding niggas fake. Got a couple M's hiding in the safe. Imagination.
Welcome back, guys. Turf Talks off-season episode number 4. This is going to be our Y Guy mock draft 2.0 because that is right after 1.0. Gentlemen, we do have the boys back in the house here as always. Thank you for being here, guys. But hey, this is officially mock draft season still. I know we were in it last time we had a mock draft. The more you get to the draft, you're going to have some things change. And a lot of things did change. Am I right, Wyatt? Things changed on your mock draft from previous? Yes?
Free agency happened. So
yes. There's a little thing called free agency that happened in the meantime.
It wasn't
between
quite little this year.
No, it was not little at all. And that was obviously the exaggeration of it because it probably in recent memory was one of the craziest free agencies we've had in a while. So Wyatt's mock draft has completely blown up and changed and different from what it was just a few weeks ago. The big draft, though, is coming up here in just a few short weeks. The draft is probably 2 weeks away in our minds and everything like that. So no matter what we're going to say now, it's going to be different come in a couple weeks anyways. But guys, the draft is upon us. The draft is coming. Have any of you been looking at mock drafts from its, whether it's your favorite analyst or if it's just somebody random? Have you guys seen or heard any other mock drafts around there that you like or dislike?
I've seen like some people go up and down in like ratings and stuff. I've seen that. I've seen like players coming from like 20 to, or maybe even like second round in lottery maybe.
For me, it's just like when I'm scrolling through Instagram, sometimes there's like the top 10 picks of whatever analyst says. That's like the only things that I see.
The biggest thing at this point in the season and age is the players that are up for draft are not changing their own draft stock at this point. They're set in stone, in my opinion. People know exactly what you're going to get out of every single player in this draft. The only thing that's going to change and alter the way that a team is going to draft is that themselves, the team. The team is what's going to actually change the draft, whatever it may be, whether they pick somebody up in free agency, which happened for some of your teams. I know why that, hey, they had a need and they actually filled that need in free agency so they can go ahead and get somebody different in the draft itself. Or on the back end, they actually are trading and changing where they're drafting is also going to be a factor of. Without further ado, you guys want to stop, hearing me talk at this point. Wyatt, I'm going to send it to you, and you're going to start off your Y Guy mock draft 2.0. Take it away, man.
First thing I want to start out with is we're looking at least 7 offensive tackles, maybe in the first round, plus another 7 in the second round. Not to mention the amount of receivers that can go, and then obviously like maybe 5 quarterbacks taken in the top 12 picks, which is crazy to think about. But this is a very offensively loaded draft. Let's just kick things off with the first pick. Obviously, Bears are going to select Caleb Williams. I think that's been their go-to guy since day one. Number 2, Commanders. My team, I think we're going to go Jane Daniels here, especially with the amount of 1-year contracts that we signed. I think he is right now a true leader. Number 3, a little questionable in this one. I don't know where they're going to go, but I feel like you can't pass up on quarterback here. You got to go Drake May. Yes, he's raw, and I think the Patriots could do a lot with a guy like this, and if they let him rip it. At number 4, I got the Cardinals keeping their pick, and I think they're set in stone on a receiver. They're going Marvin Harrison Jr. Get your number 1 receiver for Kyler. So I will give them the credit for staying with Kyler and going receiver here. At number 5, we got the first trade, though. We got Vikings trading with the Chargers for the 23rd pick as well, so they have to give up 2 firsts to move up, but they're going to select J.J. McCarthy. Not as skilled as the first 3, but like true leader, absolutely on and off the field. And I think that Kevin O'Connell is going to love a player like this. I think this will be a match made in heaven. Number 6, everyone would think that the Giants might go quarterback here. I'm going Malik Neighbors. A lot of comparisons to Odell Beckham. Just go get your slot receiver. Very big playmaker, speed down the field. Track speed. Let's make that clear. He's going to separate through the safety and through the linebackers. Number 7. Joe Alt, by the way, he's going number 7. Best offensive tackle in the draft. You secures Will Levis's blind side. It's the safe pick for the Titans here. And they've been in and out of tackles for the last 2 years. So they need something secure here. At number 8, the Falcons select Dallas Turner. out of Alabama. I mean, best edge rusher in this draft by far. But the one thing is that the Falcons have not had a double-digit sack leader since 2016, which was Vic Beasley. So it's been a while since they had a double-digit sack guy. At number 9, I got the Bears taking Jared Verse, second best edge rusher in this draft. Got the receivers needed in free agency, got Keenan Allen. Right now, they just need someone to complement Montez Sweat. At number 10, kind of falls right into him. The Jets select Rome Odunze. I mean, they kind of got the O-line taken care of during free agency, signed some veteran tackles. Why not get Aaron another receiver? Alan Lazard isn't really. Rome Odunze is going to complement Garrett Wilson very well, I think, and that's going to be a great 1-2 punch.
You don't think Mike Williams is number 2?
Well, they do got Mike Williams, though, yeah. But he's probably – Alan Lazard, he's old. Let's say that. He's not as what he was in Green Bay. And getting Rome Odunze is going to pretty much replace him. At number 11, I got Chargers going. Now they have the 11th pick, obviously, from the Vikings. And I have them drafting J.C. Latham, offensive tackle, Alabama. Best run blocking tackle in the draft. I mean, Harbaugh wants to start things off with the run, and why not go get one of the best, or the second best, probably offensive tackle in the draft, really. At number 12, I got Broncos selecting Bo Nix. I think Sean Payton's going to love him. Granted, his deep ball kind of flutters a little bit, but he really goes through his progressions very well, was very accurate, completed 74% of his passes. And when you have a quarterback room of Jared Stidham and Ben DiNucci, it doesn't help it doesn't hurt to stock up on quarterbacks right now. And especially if Bo Nix drops you at 12, I feel like you're in a really good spot right there, to be honest. I mean, you get them for nothing. At number 13, Raiders got their defense secured. Could use a couple of players on offense, but I feel like they're going to go offensive tackle here. Talisi Fuunga out of Oregon State. I mean,
let's hear
grounds here.
I think it's Fuga.
It's all right if you get
Fuga?
the name wrong. Because a
Fuga?
lot of
Sorry.
people are going to get
It's
it
tough.
wrong.
It's tough.
I mean, there's a couple of these guys where I don't know how to pronounce their name.
No, I know.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I was
They don't even know how to pronounce their name,
half
dude.
the names are so hard to announce.
Talisi Fuga, is that how you pronounce that? You would think.
I was better. Yeah, I'd say that's probably pretty
Just
close.
say
Fuck it. You know, just roll
I
with
tried
it.
to go quick, and it definitely rolled off the tongue very
Fuga.
Fuunga. All right, Raiders select offensive tackle Talise Fuunga. Oregon State, they had a great free agency, like I said, just covering grounds, not flashy, but it's a safe, solid pick for him. At number 14, the Saints botched this one too, boys. Alumia Fashon. Penn State. Again, you guys have had a lot of in and out tackle, getting injured, missing a couple games here and there. And Trevor Penning really isn't turning out. Was your first round pick in 2022. Fourth best offensive tackle off the board. Now, granted, every single one of these guys are so interchangeable. It's just who you prefer at this point. And I just feel like this is who's going to fall into your hands. So at number 15, Colts are going to select Queion Mitchell, Toledo. Judging by all the offensive talent and weapons coming to the AFC South, you got to cover your grounds here and get some speed. He's a fast perimeter corner at 4.33. I think that's a safe pick there for the Colts. At number 16, I have the Seahawks selecting Troy Fatuna, guard, Washington. I think he's athletic enough to move around, especially after losing Damian Lewis. He's just someone you could plug in and play at any spot. An offensive guard that can move anywhere helps. At 17, I'm going for the Jags. Teron Arnold, cornerback, Alabama. He's the best player available right now, and speedy, physical. He's going to help the Jags out a lot. And like I said, the AFC South, there's so much weapons coming in there. You got to stock up on cornerbacks right now. At number 18, the Bengals go Brian Thomas Jr. Obviously, Higgins is still up in the air right now. Why not go get another LSU receiver? I mean, he had led the FBS with 17 touchdowns. I mean, I think he's going to be a great fit for Joe down there. At number 19, Rams going Byron Murphy. Obviously, you can't replace Aaron Donald, but you got to replace him with someone big. And Byron Murphy's a big boy with speed, can hold his own in the middle, and I think that's just a complimentary pick and probably the best position of it player available at this time. At number 20, I got the Steelers selecting Adonai Mitchell. Now, You just lost Deontay. You probably should be going offensive tackle. But I really do think you guys probably want to win now. And why not go at another speedster that runs a 4.33, average 15.4 yards a catch. And I think he will complement George Pickens very well. A little bit bigger than George at 6'3", but with that speed, I mean, come on, that's kind of hard not to take there. At 21, for the Dolphins, I'm going Jazon Newton, defensive tackle, Illinois. Got to replace Christian Wilkins, just like Byron Murphy. I mean, he's just another big boy, hold down the middle, just a safe, secure pick for him. Eagles, I'm going Nate Wiggins. They have some veteran corners, don't get me wrong, Darius Slay and Gardner, and they lack speed. They're old, not old, but like they're getting slower. I mean, with Nate Wiggins runs a 4.3 at 6'2", he's going to be, I mean, it showed at the end of last year. I mean, they couldn't cover shit. At 23, now Chargers pick since they traded it. I'm going Xavier Worthy. I mean, obviously fastest 40 in the draft. Great slot guy. Needs someone to complement Quentin Johnson. And I think that's just where the Jim Harbaugh will go with that one. All right, 24, I got another trade. I got the Niners moving up to select Amarius Mims. This kid is 6'8", 340, has nearly an 87-inch wingspan, and he's just like Trent Williams 2.0. At 25, for the Packers, I'm going Tyler Gutton, offensive tackle, Oklahoma. You got to replace Bakhtiari. And he's just another big boy out of Oklahoma. He's 6'8", 320 pounds. So at 26, Bucks, I'm going Latua. Bucks haven't really got any edge rushers right now, and they definitely need some help there. But he's got a lot of major health issues, so like he's missed a couple of games here and there. But I feel like this would be a great pick for the Bucks here at 26. At 27, Cardinals select Chop Robinson. Like I said, next best position player at this point. 28, I got the Bills selecting Xavier Legette, wide receiver, next South Carolina. Again, next best receiver. They need a receiver after losing Stephon. At 29, Lions, I'm going Cooper DeJean. They definitely need cornerback help, and I feel like that's just the next best player at corner. At 30, I got the Ravens selecting Kingsley Sumata. I can't pronounce his last name as well, sorry. But, I mean, they lost Morgan Moses, and Ronnie Staley's on the last year of his contract, so that's kind of up for grabs, and why not go get another offensive tackle when there's this many good ones. 31, Cowboys, again, need to replace Tyron Smith. I'm going Jordan Morgan, offensive tackle, Arizona, just another plug-in key player. And then the Chiefs, with the last pick of the first round, I'm going Ennis Rankstraw Jr. I got a feeling that they're going to get rid of L'Jarius Sneed, and he's the next best corner probably as well. But there you go.
Nice. I was going to say, when you say they're probably going to get rid of L'Jarius Sneed, do you mean he currently is not on the team anymore and actually plays for the Tennessee Titans?
Well, yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry. Yes.
Gotcha.
I totally forgot about that. Yes. Had a brain fart there.
Yeah, no, pretty good, man. Pretty solid. Guys, what are your initial thoughts after hearing Wyatt's mock draft 2.0 for the first time? Trey, go ahead, sketch.
I said I'm not a big fan of being the resident Steeler fan in the building. I'm not a fan of the Steeler pick. I personally don't think we need to get a receiver in the first round. I feel like we have other holes that we have.
Like I said, you could have went offensive guard there, center. Like
I'm thinking probably center.
I was say, who would have you chosen?
Flashy route.
If I would have to pick someone, I would
probably
in a perfect world. Obviously, I would pick Cooper DeJean because I love him for some reason. I just think that would be awesome. But we could get him maybe in the later rounds because he's coming back from a broken leg. But I would probably think the Powers Johnson guy, the center from Oregon, really super athletic, former wrestler, or the Mims guy. The big ass tackle.
Marius Mims.
Pair him and Broderick Jones back up together on either side.
There is talks of the Steelers trading for a wide receiver still. It's still out there.
Yeah.
Ayuk.
I think Tyler Boyd wants to come to the Steelers, but the Steelers won't give him enough money.
Next time, speed that one up.
Dalen, what are your thoughts as a Steelers fan? Who do you agree with the Wyatt's take on your guys' pick? Do you disagree with it? What's your thoughts, man?
I mean, I agreed with him in the first mock draft with the Steelers pick, but not this time. I think I'm more on the page of Trey's. Trey as well, that I think we should be going after someone for the offensive line.
You're not alone, according to Wyatt's mock draft. I think we had 48 offensive tackles taken in this first round. From the sounds of it here, holy cow! I feel like everybody's taking a tackle left and right in this mock draft.
There's a lot of good ones though.
And I'm not saying it's wrong because it is a deep tackle class outside of Joe Alt. Everybody is interchangeable on who could be drafted, and they're all pretty damn good at football. So it's like, why not, right? Spence, what are your thoughts from a Saints fan? Did you get your pick right? Did you get it wrong? Where are you sitting out with your pick?
I think he got our pick right. I think we're going to go offensive line. But the one I don't agree with is the Giants. I think that in a quarterback-heavy draft, you need a quarterback cover the guy that's sitting on the bench that's taking up pretty much all your cap room. So I think you just draft a guy cheap. You already know that Danny Dimes is going to be looking for some dimes on the
Dog shit.
Yeah, you already know he's going to be asking for coins on the side of the road or working at Chick-fil-A or something like that. So
understandable, but are you taking Michael Penix or Bo Nix with the 6th pick? Just out of curiosity.
I'm kind of surprised that you picked Bo Nix over. You have Bo Nix going before Michael Penix. I'm not gonna lie.
Broncos have been talking about that though.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
But who was your 6th pick, Wyatt? That's the one I didn't get.
Malik Neighbors.
Malik Neighbors. I was guessing, but
yeah, that's the only thing I don't like. I don't agree with, but it's probably wouldn't be bad for either one of them if you grab either one of them. In that case, you need a quarterback to play the game, and a guy that's not very reliable. You can teach a guy that's young still. Maybe Penix might be the guy that we look over right now. Who knows? Maybe the Giants see somebody in him that we don't, and we're just gonna look like idiots for saying, "Oh, he's a 3rd rounder, 2nd rounder," like stuff like that. But what if he's better than Mahomes? Hot take, brother.
Yeah, I'd say that's a hot take.
I think people are sleeping on Michael Penix. Sorry,
I think he's good.
I think people are sleeping on him because of his injuries.
Yeah,
he did have a really good pro day that impressed a bunch of people.
The fact that Michael Penix ran a 4.5 something 40 or whatever it was blew my freaking mind. I did not know he was that athletic.
Mm-hmm. At Indiana, that's pretty much all he did was run, Zach.
No.
At Indiana, that's literally all he did was run. So, like, kind of,
Indiana,
it was, yeah, but like, so like when he was doing that at Washington, I was like, whoa, he can actually sling the rock now.
Dude, his accuracy is off the charts. I think he's probably the most
throws,
accurate quarterback in the draft.
When the ball comes off his fingertips, it's probably the prettiest looking ball of all the quarterbacks. Yeah. Like, he throws a very nice ball. It's just, he's got age. Now, granted, that helps.
Yeah, he's
age
older.
And the injuries definitely take a toll. I mean, the
NFL season last year, but
I've been watching some stuff about quarterbacks, and they said like Drake May has the deep ball. Like, obviously we know he has an arm, he has a cannon, but can you teach to throw like 5 to 10 instead of 25 to 30 every time?
He's like Josh Allen did.
Well, yeah, and then but if you have a guy that already knows the check downs, like throws 5 to 10, 15, you already have that. You can work on the long ball.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So if you want a quarterback just to get like, I think that was Herbert's deal. Like Herbert was just like a 5 to 10 guy this year. I think he didn't really throw too many out like of the 20 range or whatever.
All the receiver, yeah.
Yeah, so like they were talking about like that.
I actually disagree. I think if you have a guy that you can't teach somebody to have an arm, you know, if somebody has an arm, they have an arm, and that's something that they have. I think you can teach the short sit. You can teach them not to throw the ball 45 yards every single time they load up for any kind of pass. I don't know. Maybe I'm in the minority on this. I don't think Drake May is so raw and so like not put together like everybody I think is framing him to be. I think he's a pretty damn solid quarterback.
It's just accuracy. I think his accuracy is a little wonky sometimes.
It is.
His decision making too.
Who has better accuracy than him?
Drake May, Williams, Penix probably.
Penix is the most accurate quarterback this draft.
I think Penix
no question.
I think he's just as accurate as all the other quarterbacks besides Michael Penix.
I don't know. And like I said, I'm a casual when it comes to college.
Drake May's levels behind these guys.
Yeah.
It's just his mechanics are a little raw. He's young. He's only a redshirt sophomore.
Let me throw this out there. Who do you guys think is the best well-rounded quarterback then out of this group?
Jane Daniels.
Okay.
What did you say?
Zach Spencer.
I think it probably still has to be Caleb Williams.
A lot of
Just
people's boards are changing, just so you guys know.
which that may be true. Honestly, I think Jade Daniels is the one quarterback that I don't know if I trust fully. Not compared because like Bo Nix and Michael Penix, I'm not super high on, especially not Bo Nix. Like I would trust Jade Daniels over those two for sure. But like of the top three, there's no question it's Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, and Drake May.
Jaden
I think
McDaniels is going to have the hardest time with injuries.
I
Is that
think
what you're
Jaden
getting at?
Daniels is the riskiest because I'm worried if he's a runner in the NFL, he's got to learn how to not take hits because he's going to be out by week 4, just like Anthony Richardson was. And Anthony Richardson's a 6'5", 235, 240-pound guy. He's a massive individual. Jaden Daniels is very, very slight for a quarterback that doesn't know how to avoid hits. And I'm not saying he can't. If he can avoid hits, I think he could be the next Lamar Jackson in a way with even a better arm coming out of college too, you know? But the problem is though, he has not proven that he can do that yet. And it takes some time to learn how to run in the NFL.
100% agree with that.
Mhm.
How many hits did you see him take in college? Dude was getting leveled.
He was
in
getting
college.
lit up.
And
Every other
yeah,
game,
he got up
there
and
was a highlight.
he played, but like not all those kids that are playing in college are playing in the NFL. Like these are the best of the best defenders, and they're gonna fucking break him in
You
half.
realize the SEC is basically the junior league for the football.
You can't.
Yeah.
Don't
But-
compare college football to NFL football. It's not the
It's
same.
night and day. Absolutely.
It's not
I'm
the
just
same.
saying. There's still the size, speed, pretty much. It's not.
He was going
Not-
against the best
But the
competition he
thing
could have
is-
in college.
But the thing is, this is
Right.
the way I always look at it, Wyatt, is every single player on the NFL field is in the NFL. Not every single player on an SEC team is going to make the NFL, so they can't be
Absolutely.
as an NFL team.
That's not what I'm getting at, but I'm just saying that's where.
I know.
No,
I
and
know
that's
what
what
you're
I
saying.
said. I said he took the hits and he got up. Yeah, and that's impressive as in itself. But like the NFL's different.
He
fucking
can't do it
thing.
forever.
Like, these guys
He can't do it forever.
Yeah, no.
Those are guys that
Imagine Fred Warner getting a fucking free shot on fucking Jaden Daniels. Fred Warner would break him in half.
That would be
Exactly.
rough.
Like these guys
Um,
are the same. Like they might be the same size as him, but they have 8 more years in the league. Know how to tackle. Know where
Mhm.
like all these angles and stuff. And
Yeah,
I'm
better angles,
assuming
yeah.
everybody in the NFL, not everybody, but most defensive players, they know where to hit you to make it hurt. Like they've been in the game so long.
The
they
drop
probably know-
tackle rule this year is going to be interesting to see how that's going to affect either
I feel like
games, how
there's
they're
gonna
officiated.
be
There's
Or-
a lot of rules that we haven't even talked about.
No, I know
Yes,
the
that
whole
is true.
kickoff is completely changed, which I think is actually kind of cool. But hey, that's
I
another
think it's
video.
stupid.
That's another story somewhere
For
else.
viewers, it's cool. But
Yeah. Well, regardless, I guess I haven't even talked about the Seahawks on our pick. Wyatt,
Yeah.
you kind of cheated. You kind of cheated me. You're cheated, Wyatt. You asked me earlier today what you think we should do or what a Seahawks fan would like.
I
to
had
happen.
you. I had you thinking. I had you thinking
Yeah.
a little bit.
No, because you were initially asking, because I've been seeing it too, and everything. A
blew my
lot
mind.
of stuff that you said today, Wyatt, in your mock draft is actually very consistent. I think for the most part with a lot of teams and what they've been. Not necessarily teams they've been just showing, but like a lot of analysts have been saying similar things.
Yeah.
I would say. The Seahawks, apparently there's been a little bit of a push of like, oh, is Michael Penix, is he climbing up draft boards? I think the answer is yes. Now, where's he going to land? Because I think he was one of them that was like, he might not even be in the first round. I think he's going to be a first round guy. I don't think he's going to slip past that. If he does, it's going to be early second is where he's going to fall into. Now, back to the Seahawks pick, though. I think we need to go interior line, whether it's offense or defense. I think Troy Fautanu is a number one candidate right now for us to draft if he's still available for us at that pick, because we'd shift him over into like a guard or, like a guard spot. Potentially has, he can play tackle too.
He's the one that played for Washington, right?
Yep. So he's also a Washington guy.
He was
We
that
have the
one that
Washington
was like
coordinator.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
He was the
Just
one that
hired
was
him.
like lead blocking and shit. I remember watching the
Mhm.
games, and he was like always out there lead blocking. He's super athletic. He always had his fucking belly.
He sets the tone.
shit.
He sets the tone.
He's
one of
good.
those guys that, he's aggressive.
Initially,
super athletic.
Initially,
yeah.
I was just like, oh gosh, we're gonna pick a lineman this year, and it's gonna be so blah. But honestly, that would be best case scenario for us. I think we need to pick a lineman. The other lineman that I'd like to see us pick, I like your guy, Trey, Jackson Powers Johnson. The guy, from what I've heard from some people that have talked about him, he is Creed Humphrey. He is literally Tyler Linderbaum, or however you say it. He's that kind of all-pro immediate as he gets to the NFL. It's like,
And he can play guard.
Former wrestler.
I would love an all-pro center.
Let's get down dirty.
That would be so nice because we have not had a good interior line or an interior like guard or center like that in a long time. So it'd be nice to see that for us.
Former wrestler.
But I don't know. I don't know what else, because I've also seen a lot of stuff of us trading back potentially to you guys, the Steelers, and you guys trading up. I've seen a little bit of that too. I don't know. I don't want to trade back either. I would like to stay at 16, but that's kind of where
I mean, bottom line is
the Steelers. Go ahead. I was just gonna say, if the Steelers end up picking like a skill position player, like on offense, I'm gonna get pissed.
Really?
I just don't.
We don't need it right now.
Our line is so bad. We don't have a center. Our center that started for us last year, we released him just straight up because he fucking sucked. Yeah. We don't have anyone else.
here's the counter to what you just said. Who else are you gonna throw the ball to besides George Pickens?
I mean, Van Jefferson isn't terrible.
Now there is a lot of great.
There are still receivers out there.
No,
like
there's
Tyler,
a lot of good linemen as well.
Yeah, and I think that there's a lot of good receivers.
And there's potential. You can go get Jackson Powers in the second round. You're not going to get a receiver that's 6'3", runs a 4.3 down the middle of the field.
We don't need a big ass receiver. We already have our deep threat that can catch anything. We need just a. He can.
I'm not disagreeing. I just love how defensive and how protective you are over your George Pickens. We don't need anybody else, just George.
That's my baby.
But you need Freiermuth to go off this year because this is his last year on his contract. So
or
I don't know what the fuck was wrong
don't have
with
him go.
Last year.
Don't have him go off, and you don't have to pay him.
Yeah, and you have a 6'8" blocker up for you.
That is true. We do have fucking Darnell
Washington. My question was actually for Wyatt about I see your first six is a little different from last time. What was the reasoning?
I feel like I gave the reasoning. Free agency happened.
Yeah, fuck you, Galen.
It's just a question.
I like the
conversation.
I like the Marvin Harrison.
This is the thing that.
I mean, he just asked me.
This is what our fans are probably going to think. Like, I wonder why he changed.
I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, of the top
so
six,
I was just asking a question.
Granted, there was a trade in there too. Your top six, there's 4 out of the 2 that were completely different. No, that's a lie. 5 out of the 6 were completely different.
No.
So I mean, it's a decent observation.
Your two best picks were
Caleb.
It is
number 1. Caleb Drake stayed the same. I had
Who?
Malik. Oh, did I say Jaden go to the Patriots? No,
I'll tell you exactly what you did.
Yeah, I already got it.
I had Marvin Harrison going to.
Marvin Harrison, Malik Neighbors. You had Roma Duze. You had Brock Bowers, and then you had Jaden Daniels, and then Joe Walt. That's where it's consistent.
Yeah.
So you had 5 out of the first 6 were completely different.
Like I said, free agency happened.
Dude, he fucking explained already. Chill out.
It's true. Sorry.
Yeah.
Wyatt still
had Sam Howell before free agency happened.
What else?
Still gonna go south.
Tell me how this changed in free agency for you guys.
I lost my quarterback.
Let's be honest, guys. Wyatt really wants Marvin Harrison.
Look, no, I want Sam. Okay, Sam was the most sacked quarterback last year. We didn't give him any help. We didn't have any receivers.
The jersey behind you shows why you want him.
Huh? True.
The jersey behind you shows why you want him.
Oh no, that's not.
Guy.
He's clearly the number 1 receiver in this draft. He is best player in this draft. Like, it's kind of hard not to go after someone like that, especially when you have Sam Howell, who led the league in passing for half the season. Now, granted, did he break the interception record? No, he's not worse than Peyton Manning, I guess, but he was the most sacked quarterback last year. We didn't give him any help at all. So for us to just get rid of him, and especially after signing Cliff Kingsbury, a great offensive coordinator, I'm a little salty we got rid of Sam and not let him start another second year. Go grab another weapon. We just lost Curtis Samuel. Like, right now we're sitting with Jahan Dotson and Terry McLaurin as our receivers right now. And we just signed fucking 38-year-old Jamison Crowder to another fucking contract. Now I'm pissed about that. Don't matter. Anyways,
That's a Redskin legend
another
right there.
would have been nice here, but
Yeah. No, I
You
can
get
see
in the
it.
second
You were
round.
saying that he didn't have any. He was the most sacked, and he didn't have any help, but he had good wide receivers around him, like decently above
I
average.
think your line was just that bad.
it's just the
though.
no line was ass. We did address that in free agency, though.
Yeah.
I
So
will
why would
admit.
you draft? Why would you draft a wide receiver if you can't get the ball off?
Because we addressed it in free agency. I just said that. We literally picked up key players like that actually helped. With 2 offensive tackles, we have a really good right guard that just he's
I was
learned
saying
a little
before
bit.
that. I was saying before that.
Oh, what do you mean?
Before free agency, why did you put him before that? Like, why wouldn't you? Like, why
Because
would
we had
you think you draft?
120 million free agency. I figured we were going to do something with it,
Gotcha.
and then we kind of did. And I was like, well, we have enough money to sign anyone we want. Like, let's go be aggressive. And if you knew that you were going to take, if you knew you were going to take Marvin Harrison and keep Sam Howell, I feel like we would have been a lot more aggressive in free agency.
Yeah. I think one thing that I saw in your draft, Wyatt, that I thought was interesting. You didn't have it on your first one, but I think it's a pretty popular opinion or a pretty popular pick right now. Roma Duze, you had him dropping actually quite a bit. He went to where was it at again?
Number
10.
He's going to the Jets.
He went to the
10,
Jets.
Yes.
I've seen a lot of people have him going to to the Bears at that 9th pick because I know they have DJ Moore and I know they just got Keenan Allen, but Keenan Allen is 33 years old, 30 some years old like that. Like he is not a spring chicken anymore. And I think what is Roma Duze's comparison, I think, coming out, I think literally it's Keenan Allen, and how great would that be for him to sit behind him maybe for a year or two before Keenan retires? Because he got traded. He didn't get picked up by that team. He got traded. So who knows how long Keenan Allen's actually going to be playing football.
And I think that's kind of why you got to go defense here, Zach. I think you didn't have any pass rush help until you got Montez Sweat. You started to see a lot of production out of him. You got Jalen Johnson back on a deal. You could go corner late in the draft too. Like there's still plenty of corners. Kool-Aid McKinstry still out there, and according to mine, in the second round. So like, I really do think you got to load up on defense. I mean, you can never have enough pass rushers, and that's just kind of where my mind is. And it's like kind of like what the Texans did. Went, got their quarterback, got their edge rusher. They're set, and I think Jared Verse out of Florida State, very good. Athletic, gets off the edge very well. I mean, if Dallas Turner wasn't, obviously Dallas Turner is the best one, but Jared Verse is number 2, close behind him.
You know what pick I like the most?
What's that?
Xavier Worthy, not in a mock draft, going to the Chiefs because nobody wants that.
I mean, the Chiefs are even more dangerous now that they have Hollywood Brown, because we talked about it in the last episode. I like Hollywood Brown. I think there's a lot of untapped potential with him too. But crazy team that they have now. But Xavier Worthy will only
Where did you have Brian Thompson Jr. going?
Bengals.
He means the Cincinnati Tigers was what they're going to be referred to as now, since it's all LSU, and that's only people that they draft at that team at this point.
Did you have him at 9 before?
Yeah,
nope.
To the Bears.
No, you didn't.
What was
you
it
had him going to the Jaguars at the 17.
Who'd have the Bears at 9 then? I don't remember.
Mr. Nate Wiggins, who I think is now down to the 29th.
Yeah, they just. Oh yeah, that's right.
But he dropped.
They re-signed Jalen, so that kind of scrapped that one. Yeah, I didn't know if they were going to get a deal done there.
That was a big signing for them. I'm trying to see if I could think anything else that was pretty drastic. A lot of them were different in the back end. Latu.
Where did you have Brock Bowers going?
Oh, you didn't even have him.
I think you left Brock Bowers off the list.
I was just thinking about that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I did.
I think
I was thinking the Jets would be a great fit for Brock.
I was gonna say, I bet you if he's gonna go to somebody, it would be.
I did say I could see him go Brock Bowers here, but like I just figured get him another weapon at receiver.
Yeah. You had 2 trades. One was the Vikings, which I think a lot of people are very high on right now. The Vikings are going to trade up, probably get rid of their other 2 first rounders for that 4th or 5th pick.
Why are the Vikings trading up to 5 for JJ McCarthy?
Is because
I think
by
they
the
said
time,
If they
the
get him
Giants
down
wouldn't
lower,
take
Giants,
him.
Giants will take him.
yeah, I think
Mm.
at 11 they're just too low, and so they're just going to draft up to confirm that they can get him because
Hmm.
Jets, jeez, Giants
Who's
for
at
sure. I
10?
think Giants would take him. They're at 10, yes, but there's also some teams too. Before, like we thought maybe the Falcons were going to trade up, but they have Kirk now, so they don't need to trade up for a quarterback. Broncos, I could see maybe trying to be a little bit aggressive to try to get a quarterback too. If JJ McCarthy's out there, I mean, right now the Vikings have the upper hand in any team that needs a quarterback because they have the draft capital this year to move up to make sure they can get the guy that they want. They're not going to get a top 3 guy, but they're going to get JJ McCarthy, which I think is actually he's been going up a lot of draft boards too. For
Talk
whichever
about
reason, but that
another
was your
just
that
like
was your first trade though.
perfect like system for a rookie quarterback to go into, like with the Vikings, like a rookie quarterback
Yeah.
on that offense.
Yeah,
That's
I think
stupid.
I think it's going to be a really solid setup
Whoever-
for
yeah.
JJ.
Well, they always talk about Caleb
not
Williams
that
having
good.
the best
Jefferson.
start for a rookie, but the Vikings are right
Who
there
else is
too.
like good on the Vikings?
TJ Hawkinson, Aaron
He's had
Jones,
subpar years last 2 years.
Did
Jordan
you-
Addison.
I forgot.
TJ
they got
Hawkinson
Aaron
was like the
Jones.
best tight end last year.
I mean, yeah, they have one of the top 4 tight ends in the NFL right now. They have best receiver in the NFL. They have one of the best, if not the best. No, Puka was the best rookie. He was the second best rookie receiver last year, I would say. On top of that, they have Aaron Jones, who, if he can stay healthy, could be a pretty good running back. So it's a pretty stacked offense right now.
That is stacked. Now that
Whole line's got a couple holes, but those are things
No,
that
they improved that though.
Yeah,
I think they got
Like I
a
said,
bunch of people
it's just
off.
a couple veterans that are hurt. Like that's something you get in the late second, third round ish. Get a couple O linemen, I think they'll be all right.
Yeah.
Plus that offense.
Did
is-
you?
Now,
did
granted,
you-
losing Hunter sucks.
Yeah. Did you have Michael Penix going somewhere in this first round?
No, I have them. If I were to like really think about it, like the Raiders are probably the only guys that would take him at 13. But like I feel like he's gonna drop in my eyes. 5 quarterbacks is a lot of quarterbacks in the first round.
Yeah.
And so pretty much everyone after 11 is not looking for a quarterback. And unfortunately,
That's
the
what I'm
Raiders
saying.
are at
That's what-
13. Go grab an offensive tackle before they're all gone. Cover up your loose ends. You're going to see Michael Penix in early second round. Go make a Desmond Ritter trade. Hop in there with someone, and that's when they're going to snatch him up.
That's
I've
what I
seen
think.
actually-
Like, oh,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead. I was just gonna say like, for those teams like after like the first like 4, like you could wait till the next round because like there aren't any
100%.
other teams other than like those first 3, and then like you said, the Broncos and the Raiders that are looking for a quarterback. So they could pick up a receiver, a lineman, defensive player. In the next round, they could go get a Penix, a Bo Nix, even fuck a Spencer Rattler, even though he's pretty bad. But
Yeah. It's the same thing like in fantasy football, guys. We all know that we probably could get the guy that we want first or second or even third round. But in reality, he's only worth the 4th or 5th or 6th pick because nobody else is even going to be looking at that guy until we get to those rounds. So it's the same concept, but in actual like real life drafting, they could get this guy in the second round. I'm not going to waste a first on this guy if I can get a guy that's, good in his position that still fills a need, and I can still get this guy with their second round or whatever it may be.
I mean, I agree with Trey there. Like, obviously, you could probably go get Bo Nix. Broncos don't need to go get him at 12. But, like, if you feel like there's a shift in quarterbacks are going, then you there might be
That's
that
the only
little
scary
frenzy
part,
in there. It's like, oh, shit, it's one of those nights. Draft gone crazy. Like,
well,
I mean,
I think of the Vikings trade up. We're probably no. There's not no probably. It's a guarantee. We're having 4 quarterbacks drafted in the first 5 picks. That's just gonna happen, which is
so
crazy.
at this point now, it's like, all right, what's the next so and so to go? And as soon as he goes, that's when the next person is gonna go.
I mean, it's just interesting to think because of all of it, and we'll get done here in just a second here too, guys. But like, of all of it, this draft is actually pretty unpredictable. There's a couple ones that I think are very predictable, but otherwise, there's a lot of players that could go anywhere. And a big piece of it too is because, and I was talking to Briggs about this too. This actually might be one of the best draft classes of all time. One of the best. If they turn out the way that they're talking about right now. I mean, yes, offensively is where they're heavy on, but they still have some good defensive players too. But overall,
You're saying overall,
the amount of talent that's coming out of this draft class is crazy. I'm thinking about back to your Kenny Pickett class there, Trey. That class in general wasn't that good. But like looking at Kenny Pickett specifically, he was the first quarterback taken, and that guy was traded within 2 years of being drafted. It's like that just shows you that the sheer level of, I don't know, just the sheer level of how Malik Willis was talked about being a first round draft pick at one point, and the guy is not even like he started one game in the NFL.
Zach Wilson made one throw and online fucking blew up, and now he's a second overall pick. So
I think Zach Wilson is also he's also the reason and should be charged for why pro days no longer have any like validity. They're so worthless at this point. I feel like
they're all scripted. So like, it's not really the scout asking them to do much. It's more or less, this is what I'm going to show you, and you can kind of make it to where it kind of benefits you.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
I think for this draft, the only two like picks that you can like, are going to happen. The Bears are taking Caleb Williams, and I feel like it's pretty set in stone that the Cardinals are taking Marvin Harrison.
There's been a lot of talk that they're gonna trade back, but to me that doesn't make sense because they desperately need a weapon, and they could get one of the best weapons in recent memory that they could get in this draft with Marvin Harrison. It's just like it doesn't make sense for me.
They literally don't have a receiver.
Pick as well. They got the 27th pick as well.
Yeah. Well,
the Cardinals do.
They have the 27th pick.
Which and again,
what
it's
does
just
that
like
mean?
They have 2 picks in the first round. That's what that means.
But the biggest thing, though, is like the Cardinals, there's no point to trade back because what is their need? Why would they trade back? It's because their need is not where they're actually picking at, and so it would be a waste of a pick. But no, their need is exactly where they should be picking at that 4 spot because Marvin Harrison, I can promise you, is going to be on the board at number 4. He's going to be because these top 3 guys are going to be going quarterback because that's what they need right now. At least that's what it should be, in my opinion. But you never know. But I don't know.
Agreed. No, agreed.
It'll be a fun night regardless, guys, for the draft. You made one other trade too, which is kind of unique. The 49ers are trading up to get a lineman. Where'd that come from?
Just out of nowhere. It kind of just fits. He just fits Trent Williams. So like he kind of like got the same build, not as speedy, but like he has really only one full year starting. So like I said, and the 49ers are the only ones that probably would be doing this because they have a really good roster either way. And like they're at the position where in life where they can allow to make a top or their first round pick sit for a year.
Sure.
Even if it is an offensive tackle.
Makes sense. Cool. Well, gosh, I think that's Why Guy Mock Draft 2.0, guys. I'll actually try to figure out a way that I can put maybe a graphic together and we can put this up on our socials and let everybody else take a look at it too, so they don't have to just watch the video to its entirety as well. But yeah, the draft is coming soon here, guys. It's going to be exciting. Let us know in the comments below. What do you guys think? How accurate was Wyatt? I think this one was a lot more accurate than the last one was I should say.
Are we giving a grade?
Free agency helps it. Yeah, why don't we give it a grade, guys? Go ahead. Let's go through one by one really quick here. Trey, what's your grade on Wyatt's Mock Draft 2.0?
B+.
B+. Okay. Pretty solid. Dalen?
B+.
No, I was a B- last round. Or the first mock draft. I'm gonna give this one a B+ as well. I feel that's right.
Okay. Spence?
Because not everyone's can be it can't be an A+ unless you can read people's minds, read the future.
I cannot do that. Unfortunately not.
So exactly. I gave you what I gave you last time, a B-.
You go, well, I'm thinking
I gave him
a
C last time.
But then I think I'm going to give him a C+. I'm just gonna go B. That's what you said.
I said
Oh,
give him a
yeah.
D.
It did make sense.
Yeah, I gave you a B.
Did it make sense?
Like what Dalen's saying, you can't. Hold on. I can't give you can't give anybody an A+ unless you have the NFL script, which we don't. But
We're trying to get
I
it.
do.
yeah, we're in the
We're
process
asking for
of
it.
getting
We're
it.
asking
We're in the
for it.
talks for the script, you know.
Yeah, we're trying to get it,
Big time.
and I can't dog you on it because it's also like, oh my fucking.
Goddamn
Can't
Let me,
mutts.
let me restart that. Well, she keeps whining and just throwing me out. All right, let me restart. All right, so I can't give you an A. I can't give you an A+ because you can't read them. All right, fuck you guys. I'm just gonna give you an F. I don't know. I think that's reasonable.
There it is.
I'll give you
You're gonna
an
have to flip this so hard.
A- B+, like in that little gray area. It's
Can't.
a teetering.
It's an A or a B. A- or B+.
So they're
You
like
can't
a
get
they're like a
in between.
no they're like a point like 0.5 from getting to that A- mark. Is that what you're saying, Spencer?
But if
It's like
it's
it's
still
like
B+.
when the wind blows, it goes like
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, so
But
he's
it's still a
saying
B+.
really high B+, almost A-.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying,
So,
Trey.
so
Why do
A-.
you have to-
Alright.
So A-.
What kind of games you trying to play, Trey?
Fine, I'll just go A.
Yeah, A+ is shit.
No, that those are pretty solid scores here, man. I'm gonna have to agree. I think I'm gonna go B+ on this one too, Wyatt. It is really solid. I'm gonna be really basic and disagree with you guys. I think you did a good job with this one. I think it's
Pretty
pretty
basic.
consistent with what a lot of people have been talking about too. But also I think it just makes a lot of sense in most cases. The fact that Brock Bowers didn't make the top 32, a little bit questionable, but that's just an accident. That wasn't on purpose.
And calling
I think that was an
Lazard,
accident.
calling Alan Lazard the number 2 wide receiver. And
I
saying
never know, man.
if he leaves.
Well,
It's Allen, bruh. It's
30.
that's
He's
the
30.
wizard. All right. Well, that's going to be the
He's
episode,
30.
guys. Thank you for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all the things, turn on notifications so you can be notified
Hey,
whenever we post a new video. all that stuff.
listen. If you're my friend or family right now watching this and you're not liking it, I'm gonna get real angry.
Close up.
We average a solid 2 or 3 likes a video, and I know I'm one
And
of them.
I'm one of them.
Same here.
So we have all the likes in this one room together. Don't forget to like if you guys like the video, okay?
Do we have
Also,
a question of the day?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a
think
question of the day.
Trey,
Did you guys
no, Trey's
see the
question of the
Rocky
day,
to
guy.
Cody Rhodes on Monday night.
I did.
No, I
brother.
didn't watch Monday Night Raw.
You better go watch it, dude. You
Trey,
better go
what's your
watch it.
question of the day?
I don't have one. I was asking if you guys have one.
That was the
Bro,
question of
you
the year.
said that was.
All right,
gonna be your
guys.
new
Question of the
thing.
day is going to be: what should the question of the day be? Let us know in the comments below.
Who do you think is the best offense in the league now after all the trades, like after Stephon Diggs got traded? Who has the most
like that.
high-powered offense in the NFL?
It's a good one. That's a good one.
question. Good question.
Who has
That's why you're
the
a question
most?
guy.
That's why he's the question guy. Who has the most high-powered offense in the NFL? Is it the Commanders? Probably not. Is
No.
it the Seahawks? Definitely
No.
not. Who is it though? You guys let us know in the comments
Steelers?
below. We can sit
No.
here and
No.
talk for hours and hours and hours
Yes,
on
sir.
it. But we'll see you guys in the next one. And